What's up, guys? Xiaomi Everyday Shooter back again. I've got another config file video for you today. Just did one about a week ago. I'm going to go a little bit deeper into the Modern Warfare 3 configuration setting files. One thing that has changed, even from my last video, is the render worker count values. I just kind of carried over my values from Modern Warfare 2 settings to Modern Warfare 3. And at first I noticed I was getting a little bit less frames, but I thought, maybe just Modern Warfare 3 wasn't exactly optimized the same as Modern Warfare 2. But after doing a little more testing out some values over the last couple of days, I have found through trial and error that the render worker count core number value now needs to be higher than it was for Modern Warfare 2. I've gotten another 15 frames by adjusting that and raising that number. So we're going to go through all those things. I am on a 13th gen Intel 13900KF, so these settings are definitely going to apply to probably 12th, 13th, and 14th gen Intel CPUs. There's also a new VRAM setting in the config files here that's going to need to be changed, especially if you are GPU bound. All right, guys, as always, I do like to begin any change in settings with a benchmark so that we have a baseline for what we're doing and a reference point. So we're going to go down to multiplayer, over to private match. Again, benchmark is hidden away in here. All right, now that we've run our benchmark, we do want to go over here into our settings, graphics, go down to restart shaders preloading. It won't let me do that here in the benchmark, so you're going to have to back out of your benchmark. All right. We're going to go over here to graphics. We want to click on this restart shaders. Yes, we want to restart. It's not going to happen now, but the next time we restart the game, all of our config file settings that have been changed will then be applied by having these shaders restart when we load the game. All right, we can go ahead and close the game all the way out, and we're going to go to our config setting files now. All right, guys, we're going to go now into our config file settings. If you've never been there before, you're going to go to your File Explorer. You can click on it here on your taskbar, or you can search for it here in your search bar. It's going to open up for you. I'm going to go right into, we want to go to Documents here, Call of Duty file, Players, and down to Options.4.cod23. Double click and open that. You want to open it with Notepad. There is a set a target fraction of your PC's video memory to be used by the game. Mine was preset to 0.900000. And you can get higher than that in-game with the in-game settings, but it will not allow you to max out to this number here in the in-game settings. And what this is going to do is raise the headroom for your GPU's video memory. So especially if you are GPU bound, meaning that your CPU milliseconds are lower than your GPU milliseconds, you definitely could get some big gains here. So I've raised this for mine, and it shows higher frames that my GPU is rendering in the benchmark. Obviously, I'm not seeing that in my global result because I am CPU bound. Again, if you are GPU bound, you should be able to, in theory, get some big gains here. And what you want to do is you want to copy this number, copy it, and you're going to go right in between your quotations here and paste that number in. And again, just remember everything we're going to change here. And if something doesn't work, you can go back in here and change it. And this one's really easy because it's the first option. You don't even have to search through anything. It's right here. All right, the next one we're going to change right below that, thread count for handling the job K. Here's where some things have changed from Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3 that I just stumbled upon yesterday, just from running some trial and error. All right, guys, next we're going to get into the thread count for handling the job K, which will be our next setting here. Now, this has changed. I found out yesterday, actually, just through running some different settings, that on Modern Warfare 2, this would be a lower number for me here. It was set to 7 or 8 for me to get the best gains in the FPS department. Now, for Modern Warfare 3, I've found that their preset, they had it set to me for 12, and I have found that that is now the best number. It gives me the most gains in the FPS and the most stable frames. So if you're on a 12th, 13th, or 14th gen Intel CPU, these are the changes you're going to make now. So for me, I'm on a 13,900. In Modern Warfare 2, I would use an 8 is that value there. Now 12 I have found is the best. The numbers after I ran this yesterday for entering render worker count as 8, my average frames were 353. Then I tried the value of 10 and went up to 369, and the value of 12 was also 369. So either option there will work. I didn't see any difference, so I just left it. I changed it to 12 because that's what they had for me as their setting recommended the first time I opened this file. When I went all the way up to 16 in that value, the frames dropped all the way to an average of 334. All right, so this is my new updated chart now. So for Modern Warfare 2 values, that's what they were. And if you're going to make the change in the Modern Warfare 3 settings config files, as we are doing here, these are going to be your updated values to place here, right here in between these quotation marks. All right. Down here, these are going to apply. So 8 to 12, 8 to 12, 6 to 10, 8 to 12, 8 to 12, 6 to 10, 6 to 10. Now, when making these changes, feel free. All right, we've changed this number. You can go into your benchmark, run it, take a picture of your average FPS or jot it down, and feel free to change that value. I would recommend, maybe go, if it's a recommended value of 10, maybe go between like 9, 11, and 12 and try those numbers and see where you get the highest FPS. Once you make any changes in here, make sure you go up to File and click Save. Do it twice just to be safe. We are going to make some other changes, so just showing you that for now. Those are going to be the two biggest that are going to affect your overall FPS, especially again if you're GPU bound. This number here, in my mind, should help you out. And this is going to really improve your CPU. So, all right, let's move on down. We're now going to scroll down to. All right, so we're going to go to gameplay next. We'll do graphics after this, since this is the order we're coming to first. First thing we're going to change here, we're going to go down to maximum number of AI corpses. This is going to be when you kill an opponent, the body is going to be on the ground. We don't need the computer to continue to render the body being on the ground. It's just a waste of resources. So if you just set this to 0, that means that once you kill someone, their body's not going to just sit there and be rendered over and over as you are in the area or that body comes onto your screen. It'll just disappear. Just a small thing, but all these little small things can add up to getting you better performance. Show blood effects, you definitely want that on false. No need to render blood on screen. It's just, again, a waste of resources. Limit blood effects. We want this to be set to true. When limiting blood effects, number of milliseconds between effects, we want this to 2000. We don't want it to the CPU constantly checking every millisecond to see if it needs to render blood effects. All right, so set that to 2000. Again, we can go up here and hit File, Save. I just do it each time just to be sure. All right, now we're going to move on to, we see graphics. Right on past display, all the way down here to graphics. What we're looking for is the texture filtering quality level here. All right, you're going to want to copy texture filter linear here. Make sure you just get those 3 words. You don't want the comma after or the dead space before. Copy that, and you're going to paste it here in between our quotations. This is a lower setting for texture filtering quality. We always want that low because that's going to give us more frames. This is lower than you can actually set it in game. All right. Once you got that done, we're going to move down a little bit farther. Show bullet impacts. We have that setting in. We're looking for corpses culling threshold here. We want to make sure that we have this number set to our lowest level here. All right. So just you should see this here. Copy that, and you're going to paste it in between the parentheses here. All right. Moving on. Next, we're going to do, this will be our last change here, I believe. Maybe possibly one more. Catmull Clark subdivision level. We're going to set this to 0. Make sure this number here, this value is 0. All right. And after we've changed that value to 0, that should conclude our config file settings alterations for now. So we're going to save. You can go ahead and back out of that altogether. And now our next step is to open the game back up, allow those preset shaders to load again fully to 100%, and then go into your benchmark and enjoy those gains, guys. Give me any feedback you guys have, please, in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. I'm new to doing these videos, and always looking to improve and get better at doing them. So thanks again.